Hi, everybody. This is Elman Woodson. I woke up this morning and something that was ringing through my head is how would you live your life? How, no, not even your life. How would you live today if today was your last day on this planet? If you had 24 hours left to live, how would you live the rest of your life? What would you do? What would you do differently? And I really started to think like, who would I call? What people would I reach out to? Who would I tell I love you that I haven't said I love you to? Who would I say, you know what? I forgive you. I forgive whatever happened. We can move on because it's not even worth it. Like you think about the fact that there may be an like for example, when people think about the fact that they may have 24 hours left to live, and the truth is, we none of us know how much longer we have to live. But if you had 24 hours left to live, what would be different? How would you live your life differently? What are the things that you would want to do that you've never done before? Like how would you go about living this day differently than you've lived the past day, the past week, the past month, the past year? If this was all you had, what would you do differently? Because the thing is, again, we don't know how much more time we have. So why not live every day like it's our last? I mean, live it to the fullest fullest of our capabilities, fullest of the things, fullest of the life and the experiences that we want, full, free from fear. Because I feel like fear is one of the biggest things that hinders people. Now, I do business coaching and individual coaching, and one of the biggest things that I see is fear of what other people may think, fear of other people's opinions, the fact that you fear that you don't think you can do, fear that things may not work out in your favor, fear that you might have an issue or a challenge or something that can hold you back from becoming the best you. But what if you didn't have that fear? What if you knew today was your last day? Would fear be an obstacle? Would fear be something that would hold you back from living the best life, making today the best day of your life? If you knew that the end result of today by 12 midnight, it'd be over for you, there'd probably be some things that you would just go do. A lot of people who may be afraid of bungee jump might just go do it. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that if you had that knowledge that today was it, that today is your last day on this planet, your 24 hours is up. This is it. How would it be different? And I really want you to sit there and think about that. Take some time to seriously ponder. If you close your eyes and just think about what you would do with the last 24 hours in your day, something's going to pop up immediately. Someone is going to pop up immediately. A relationship, an idea, something that you have been thinking about for the longest time, a person that you've been wanting to reach out for the longest time. A lot of times it's one of those things where if you knew you had that time, you'd want to set your affairs in order. You'd want to get yourself in line. You want to gracefully transition. And that may mean releasing old pains and releasing old hurts. What would you do differently if you knew for sure that this was your last 24 hours? I really want you to think about that. Because, again, none of us know how much more time we have on this planet. And I would dare to say that if you knew what you know now, most people usually say this, if they knew what they knew now, they would have a completely different life. And that's valid. That's a valid statement because it's possible. It's true. As you progress in life, generally you learn more. You understand more. And you know that you can do more. But if you had this kind of knowledge when you were 20 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, how would your life be different? How would you be utilizing the time? But now the question becomes, if you knew today was your last, how would you take all that experience and put it into one day? Would you go into the midnight hours exhausted because you knew that you would do everything that you could potentially do? You would utilize every waking minute to do something different. You do it. It's interesting to think about, isn't it? 24 hours. How would you utilize that time? I really want you to think about that, how you would utilize that time. Just ponder that. If you had 24 hours left to live. This is Zelman Woodson with your 5 minutes of motivation. Live every day to the fullest. Experience everything that you can potentially experience. Put it into a day. And live free of fear. And go for it with your life. Go for everything that you can. And I will see you on the other side.